Today we're going to talk a little bit about home hydroponics. Home hydroponics is really talking about growing plants in water and mineral solutions. So taking those nutrients and run it in the water opposed to growing in your typical soil. Now you're going to use a media that might be this clay polymer base or other media that's non-traditional and not the soil type, but it's still going to give you the same effect of holding the structure of your roots for the plant to have a base to grow on. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about our wicking system. So this is one that you can use. What you can take is a mason jar. This is a wide mouth mason jar, and we can add our water solution to this. But what we can do is we're going to use these nutrient cups. The 2-inch fits really well into the wide mouth mason jar. I've added a wicking element to it. You can use, this is twine. You can also use maybe some string that you have, a yarn, or it might even be a piece of material. But what you want it to do is to get down into the water solution. It's going to set here and we're going to grow in it. Now, we can't put our seeds directly into that cup. As you see, it's going to fall right down. So today what we're going to do is we're going to use a clay polymers and we're going to place them inside our cup. And I'm going to leave enough room. This is a little foam cup, or you might even have rock wool, but it has a hole in it that you can actually place the seed into that hole. What you're going to do is you're going to kind of pull the polymers aside, and then we're going to be able to place this foam piece or rock wool, whichever one that you have, into this wicking system. So this is going to hold it in place. I'm going to add a few more of our clay polymer to kind of hold that in place. And as it gets wet, it's going to take form. And this is just to hold it in place. The water, as we add the water and our nutrient solution to it, it's going to wick up, and this is going to remain wet. That's going to allow all of the nutrients to get to that seed. It's going to allow germination, and it's going to allow us to have a healthy plant. So we're going to need to be watching the water level. If it gets down past the cup, halfway down the jar, we're going to need to add fresh water to it. So we're looking at every 2 to 3 days, you're going to have to watch that water level and maybe add fresh water. Another system that we might have is the ebb and flow system. And this is one where it's a passive system also, where you have water inside a container. Now you might have a tote that you can use. This one I actually purchased. It can have wheels on the bottom, or even a tote would work. You're going to add your water to this. You're going to add your nutrient solution into this container. You won't add a pump to this one. This one you just have to let the water be in there. And then on top, you can either add a top that has a tote lid top or one that's pre-cut, or you can even have a piece of foam, and you can then cut the size of your netted pots that goes in here. This one is pre-cut at the 6-inch pot level, and it has the pre-hole cut in there. So the water is going to be in here. You're going to add the nutrients. You're going to look at the pH. And this has a container, a little tube that you can add your water down in here. This is more of a floating raft stationary system. I like this one. This is one that you can have and utilize in your small space. You can still have fresh produce growing. You would utilize, in this one, you can use the clay polymer balls, perlite, coconut coir, vermiculite, any of those substrates to hold your little pots in place and your seedlings in there. This is a great one to use if you have a limited space, and it's a little more budget friendly of a process. The next one I have here that I'd like to talk about is going to be more of a purchase tower. You can see this one comes with a pump that's on there. This one's going to be a little more expensive, so you're going to think about, am I ready for a tower? But this would allow a little more room for you to add additional plants. So it's going to give you 36 holes that you can add the plants and have maybe lettuce, have some herbs growing. With this system, there's a pump in the bottom of it, and it's this tower. You're going to have a power source close to it that you can plug in. And what it's going to do is it's going to run, you're going to take those same foam containers here that we have, these little rock wool or this foam blocks. You're going to place your seeds inside of this, and then it's going to set into each of these little areas. Now the water's going to come and circulate around and fill this cup. It's going to wick it up, and it's going to be water circulating throughout this system. But it's a great one to use for a lot of your lettuces, your herbs, and you possibly could get a tomato if you want at the lower end of this tower. This one also comes with a light bar setup that you actually would set over the top of this one and be able to add. So this does include this light bar system with the tower. Again, it's a little more pricey than the other two systems that we've showed you, but you can see you can produce a lot more produce, and you can succession plant to have more with this tower system. Two other systems I want to talk about today are more the aeroponic systems, where we actually have a bubbler or an air stone in there to circulate some oxygen in the water itself. So we're going to show you how we can either make a homemade one out of a tote. We decided to cut our holes, 8 holes, and use the 2-inch cups so that we could have more of a space. We could have gone again with the larger diameters, but you'll still need to be able to cut this. It has, as you see, a hole created for our tube, for our air pump. And then inside where we would have the water is an air stone. It's connected here to the tubing. It's easy to connect. This is just an aquarium air stone. We put the tubing in, have it, and then this will reside on the bottom of our tote in our water solution. And then we can have the air pump outside. We can continue to add water in this hole or lift it up as it gets our plants growing. We don't want to disturb it. We might want to add the water here in this access hole. So this is going to be one that we're going to show you how to make your own home aeroponic system using a tote and then just some small elements with it. Another system though that is an aeroponic system, you might go, I don't have time for that. I have a busy schedule. I really would like to just purchase one ready to go. This one is great for maybe a kitchen or even an office setting that you can put it into a countertop and use it. This one has already the pre-made holes where you can purchase these inserts. This has the plastic that are there, and you can then have this little foam insert. The seed will actually reside right in the hole right here. You'll set this inside, and you can buy these pre-filled with seeds already in them, or you can buy them empty and you can add your own seeds. They go right into this system right here. This one actually pops up, and as you can see, it has all my little inserts in there. You add the water to this one right down inside here. You can see the water level in there, and you know that you can continue to add if you need to. This sits right inside. It does have a space right here that you'll be able to add additional water to it. This one comes with pre-made already covers so that you can label whatever seed you've added if you want to label them. And then you have these little cover tops. You'll add this as the seed is there growing. It germinates. And then as it comes up and it's about a 1/2 inch tall, before it gets to the top of this little cover, you'll want to go ahead and take the dome cover off and then allow the plant to continue to grow. But this is just to add that little bit of heat element, giving it like that microclimate. This will come with all of them that you can cover. If you're going to do vegetables, you'll have the light source. This one moves up and down. So as you're first getting them germinating, you can lower the light closer to your seed set. As they continue to grow and you take the cover lid off and they start to be about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch tall, you can start to raise the light source on it and have the growth go all the way up to here. So you can have them almost to the top of this light source. So they can be about 6 inches to 10 inches tall. This is another one that is nice for tabletops. You can have lettuce and herbs throughout the season and be able to do it. Harvest them multiple times. You can succession plant at different sites, growing at different times if it's too much product at one time to harvest. So these are two different systems that are aeroponic systems that you can have. You can have one pre-made, you can make your own, but they are great systems to utilize in a small space. For more tips and ideas about hydroponics, please visit our website, our YouTube channel to learn more about the different systems for hydroponics.